To start off, let's look at a clip featuring some less than perfect timing. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them carry pizza boxes.
Oh my God, Jaeger! Oh my God, Jaeger! There's a
What's the worst cargo that a truck could accidentally shed all over the freeway? Well, how about cold hard cash?
Literally insane. This is insane! Oh my gosh!
What am I supposed to do? If I stop?
Kayla? Go.
Sometimes you stand in the perfect place to make something look disgusting. You want to stop your bike? But your bike has other ideas. Let's start off with the most well-timed bit of profanity in internet history.
Don't like this. Don't like this at all.
Hello, mother.
No! No way!
So, what do you think?
So nice.
Are you... Ah! Baby, you were this close to being single!
You've heard of people blowing smoke rings? Well, how about water rings? These days, a woman can't even walk down the street without being attacked by poultry? That's not a slanted table. This guy's just the trick shot king. Michael Jackson would be proud of this guy's moonwalk. This guy's got more strength and balance in 2 fingers than I have in my entire body. Now, this might appear to be lucky, but wait until he tries to drive out of there.
You can't park there, sir.
There are 7 floors in this parking garage. All of these fucking spaces. Why did this fucking single fucking lot have a fucking pipe leak?
These guys practice on their own, but in a mirror. We don't know what was in this guy's wallet, but we're gonna take a wild guess and say that it wasn't legal. Something tells us these 2 guys spend a lot of time bowling. When it comes to perfect timing, Twitch users are king.
How do you time it so perfectly?
Nobody can play chicken quite like a family of deer. And now here's someone with the complete opposite of perfect timing. If you ask a crocodile for a selfie, then they're usually happy to smile. This sweet little moment is just like the beginning of a romantic comedy. Oh, so you can skillfully pilot a helicopter to within a few inches of some power lines, huh? Yeah, okay, I suppose you're pretty good. You're about to witness a bull having a what the heck just happened moment. In Japan, your coffee barista also has to have a degree in fine art. This expert helicopter pilot can hover just inches from the water's edge without crashing. With a little help, this dog can jump 20 feet in the air. If you're this talented, you can make even surfing look sexy. To summon spirits, you need a Ouija board. To summon Mario, you apparently need a ping pong table.
Did you hear the beat to Mario there?
As you'll see, this guy has great aim and way too much time on his hands. You've heard of Thor, God of Thunder? Well, this is his kid. The most casual way to score a winning shot ever. Before you use the laundromat, you should always check your pockets for dynamite. This doesn't look like a safe way to demolish a wall, but it does look like a good way to flatten your head.
Which one do you think is cooler? Flipping? Or dancing?
The one thing this Red Cross team weren't expecting to save was footage of a meteor onto their hard drive. Most border collies are used for herding sheep, but I suppose we all have to start somewhere. This buck sheds his antlers like it's just some kind of annoying wig. When you shoot some hoops in the wrong hoop. When your stunt is so impressive that even God takes a picture of it. What are the odds of this guy catching that picture, especially after it's been thrown by a tiny Mozart? This kid has a natural talent for crime. There's nothing like a nice, relaxing bear. DHL will always get your delivery there on time, unless you steal their vans. There are two outcomes of this scenario: a bear with an arrow through its neck, or a man inside the bear. If this guy had taken one step back, this video would be age restricted for graphic content. What are the odds of this What Are the Odds book being on display like that? When a trick shot isn't supposed to be a trick shot. Nothing was gonna stop this crow from eating this cookie. The odds, the moving train, the laws of physics, nothing. This Norwegian physicist is so passionate about physics that he makes himself part of these dangerous experiments. This is one dash cam you don't get to see very often. A jet fighter landing on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean. When you're trying to photograph 4 jets in formation, you gotta give them pointers to get them all into frame. When you're a trampoline spotter, your quick thinking can save lives. Even Robin Hood would think this shot was impossible. When your name's Mr. Doodle, you'd better be pretty good at doodling. Even so, it took him around 2 years to doodle over his entire house. There's nothing more romantic than being married in the great outdoors. The scenery, the breeze, a bear violently killing a moose. 2 tips from Akimbo: don't drive the wrong side of a major highway, and if you do, always check there isn't a cop car right behind you. Here at Akimbo, we appreciate ninja-level skills like this. When your lunch leaps out of the water, then you just have to do the same. Sometimes even blasphemy has perfect timing. This guy timed his fall and the location of the bucket perfectly. Sadly, his dignity was late to the party. This guy is clearly part robot. The squirrel brought a bit of joy into this delivery guy's day, although it also made him look like a giggling maniac when they opened the door. Even beluga whales know how expensive an iPhone is these days. If you're gonna drive this insanely fast, then you'd better have some insanely fast brakes. If another car blocks you in, it's useful if your car can disobey the laws of physics. With just a random pole and some old mattresses, this Russian kid demonstrates unnatural talent for gymnastics. This man snuck up on this bear and kicked it, and the results were not good. There's a fine line between extremely skilled and just showing off. This kid must just be the reincarnation of Bruce Lee. They say there's no such thing as beginner's luck. I beg to differ. Sometimes your bike just wants to keep on racing. It had clearly been listening to Eye of the Tiger beforehand. Somebody loses their hat in this clip, and somebody else gains a new one. This car tire is related to Liam Neeson. It will track you down, it will find you, and it will be reattached by you. Here's some precision oil removal.
Catching this fluid in a 4-quart jug without a funnel and not making a big-ass mess are slim, but never zero.
As some people age, their reflexes just get better. You get the feeling that these cops might get out and start performing a dance routine. This is the kind of quaint little town where you can always bump into someone you know, or almost run over a kid who suddenly appears out of nowhere. No voiceover needed. This guy says the exact same thing that we're all thinking. Oh, shit! Do you want an example of precision parking? Well, here you go. Many people have dreams of being world-renowned soccer stars, but some of them end up working at Subway. When the track you're racing on is so dangerously wet that you end up surfing. When this guy took the job of security guard at a zoo, this probably wasn't one of the things he thought he'd have to deal with. This man designs axes, and here he is demonstrating them. Perfect for all your 80s slasher movie needs. This guy pulls off a pretty sweet maneuver, but I can't help but wonder why he didn't just drive around the boom gate. When you want to bowl 2 frames, but you're short on time?
Yes!
This farmer proves that his hoe ain't loyal. This guy must treat his golf balls pretty well. They just can't wait to come back to him. Many years ago, the Chinese developed the ancient art of Kung Fu so that future generations could win at Jenga? When you're incredibly talented at basketball, but only from very far away.
I hate basketball.
When you're accidentally caught on camera being unbelievably cool. Here are those cars driven by highly synchronized dancers again.
What? Aaron!
When the parking barriers are chivalrous enough to remove women's coats for them. In order to be a demolitions expert, you also have to be pretty good at dominoes. When you tell your son that he gets to keep all the cash he can catch, you don't usually expect it to go this well. You know how we just mentioned dominoes? Well, here's the scooter version. Some birds get very nervous when they hear a doorbell.
Get some tissue. What happened to you? First you shattered.
Let's face it, 2020 has not been the best year.
When you complain about 2020, then God agrees with you.
Paramount?
Nobody wants to see a politician hit by a fast-moving train. Do they?
What are we solving? You said, what are we solving? Alright. That's a good guess because it's correct.
No bridge? No worries. This excavator does the impossible and hops over a gas pipeline with ease. This real-world ninja can flip from handstand to push-up and back again without breaking a sweat. This is the secret to winning rollerblade limbo. If you become very powerful in the football world, then you can make random video graphics appear from your fingertips. When everyone wins the game. This lecturer offered to give everyone 100% on their encouragement every sportsman needs. Frisbee skills, boss level. When the guy behind you not only has great reflexes, but also has asbestos hands. Duck! Or is it shark? You're gonna film someone making a Coke and Mentos bottle rocket, then you should probably be wearing something more protective than a camera.
Missed the top.
Here's a guy who knows how to succeed. Then fail, then succeed again. This fisherman has the kind of bow skills that make Robin Hood look like an amateur.
No, bow fishing ain't easy.
There's no chance of getting both heads and tails in a coin toss, and even less chance if you use a dollar bill. No way! If you're gonna imitate UFC star Conor McGregor, then it's always a good idea to double check that Conor McGregor is not driving past you. It's weird, but something tells me this domino pyramid was constructed by an Italian plumber. When you pull off a sick front flip dismount, just walk it off like it's a regular Tuesday.
Guys, oh my god!
Who needs pedals when you can ride your handlebars like a skateboard and somehow not fall off? This is how you use teamwork to sail over high walls. It's nice to walk around a sophisticated European city. The culture, the nightlife, the seagull eating an entire rat. He made one mistake with this paper plane. And that was making it look more like a homing pigeon. The hardest shot in bowling by a kid who might not even know what it is. The world's most expensive and most dangerous bottle opener. Real rock and roll players don't stop playing no matter how many of their hair follicles catch on fire. As you can see, it was fine in the end. In order to catch a wave, you need to have, yep, you guessed it, perfect timing. When you accidentally discover that you're awesome at something.
Nice! Good job!
Here's an example of completely accidental perfect timing, which could have gone so much worse. When your gymnastic moves are so on point that planet Earth decides to provide the flash for your photo. Yes! Fish are like buses. You wait all day for one, and then two come along at once.
You're kidding me. It's the first time I've ever done that. That is insane.
Yes, it's a bit weird seeing a man slow dance with a crocodile, but who are we to stand in the way of true love? The thing about missing wheels is they're always really keen to be reunited with their owner. And if you look to the left of the plane, you'll see, the planet Earth? If you're gonna go fishing for cops, then a donut is obviously the perfect bait. I mean, you might get arrested, but hey, that's a small price to pay for comedy.
What you got arrested for?
Back off! Back off!
Who do you think will win in an arm wrestling match? The bodybuilder or the arm wrestling pro? Every time a bird throws away a piece of litter into this environmentally friendly gadget, they get a piece of food. Maybe we should try it with humans, but using burgers and fries instead. Most scooter tricks are pretty cringe, but this gets 2 thumbs up. This skater straight up defied gravity for this altitude-burning trick. Mounted to a skateboard, this wheelchair skater has no brakes, just giant balls. Here's someone breaking the world record for most balloons burst simultaneously by arrows. It's probably best you don't invite this guy to your kid's birthday party. Have you ever wondered what powers a Ferris wheel? Well,
I forgot my tools again.
wouldn't life and work be so much better if we all had a robot assistant? Is there any law against going into a store dressed like this? Well, time to find out. If you're gonna ride a motorcycle, then try taking some gymnastics lessons too. They can come in very handy. You know the emergency brake? Well, always remember to put that on. 2 facts. Pigeons can play dead, and pigeons are smarter than cats. When a bear is 1 second behind you, it's always important to have a friend there to film it. And to not help you at all. This is what happens when you try to feed a monster fish. It decides it wants your hand instead. Apparently, a true perpetual motion machine can't be built, unless you're Mother Nature. This woman decides she's had enough of this swing just a moment before the sea decides exactly the same thing.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
When your grandpa makes you look like you've got the strength of a 93-year-old. If you call a professional to remove a bee's nest and he uses a trash bag, then yeah, that's probably a red flag. And so is the way he sprints away from it. Some people would give anything to take part in the Tour de France, and some people are a bit, well, different. This guy came dangerously close to face planting in the snow. This scooter rider's first jump was already impressive, but the point of view of his drop-in makes me scared of heights. Not only can this kid pull off a loop-de-loop, but he kicks out an upside shove while upside down. When you're a pro basketball player, this is how you warm up. This guy spent the rest of his life trying to convince people that he meant to do this. If you're this good at volleyball, you have to cross over into other sports to keep yourself amused. Synchronized jet ski dancing. How to take your clothes off in the most complicated way possible. When you catch a pizza and assume you must be Spider-Man. Here you can see somebody's smartphone narrowly missing the water. And the contents of their stomach might just be following.
Oh my god! That's my plane. And that's my bag.
Watching your bag sitting on the runway when it should be in your flight is kind of like watching your child being taken away from you.
Okay, now put it on my flight.
Pro tip from Akimbo, cobras hate sushi.
Whoa!
You get it? Oh my, you got two! Oh my god! Oh my god!
When a group of you gang up on a massive fish, but then his big brother shows up. This one-eyed squirrel can't see the dog to his right, and this one-eyed dog can't see the squirrel to his left. When this dog shocked itself on an electric fence, it also managed to prove that donkeys have a sick sense of humor. Here's a guy who knows how to get a job done quickly and have fun while he's doing it.
Yeah!
If you saw this old man at a kid's playground, would you expect this? The most skillful way to take any corner is definitely sideways. When hornets threaten this guy's bees, he takes care of them in a style that our Akimbo ninja would thoroughly approve of. The police told this guy they wouldn't give him a ticket if he could make a half-court shot. Disclaimer, the same thing won't work in a court of law. Could the man who touches this guy's shoulder be a guardian angel caught on camera? This is a move that professional snowboarders call an accident. Why move something heavy when you can do some precision rolling? Here's a serious case of perfect timing. This guy was lucky enough to have this boat come past as his boat was sinking. Luckily, they rescued him, and he was fine. This guy's car survived in perfect condition. Although the same probably can't be said for his underwear. This gives new meaning to the phrase bumping into a friend. You're about to witness the most impressive display of throwing away trash ever committed to film.
In the bin, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
This is a perfect example of failure. Upwards. This driver is either very precise about measuring the height of his load or very lucky. The girl about to take this shot is completely blind, and the crowd went silent so she could hear the tapping of the hoop. When two people are in love, they sometimes start having very similar thoughts. If you're ever out camping and forget your lighter, all you need is a motorcycle to get it going. If you're a hardcore snowboarder, anything is a ramp if you're brave enough. This guy proves that just because you're wearing a suit doesn't mean you can't pull off epic scooter stunts. Yeah, this looks impressive, but what you don't see are the 50,000 discarded cards piled up just off camera. Skill, luck, or a background in limbo dancing. This dad tried to prank his son, and the prank turned into a very expensive backfire.
3.
Adik saya baru beli guinea pig dari akak.
When you and your guinea pig are in sync. In a parallel universe, this trick has gone wrong, and they both have a very serious concussion. Landing a plane on a windy day is not fun, and it's even less fun for the passengers. This was such a close call that you have to wonder if that was a ghost deer. Don't fish hard, fish smart. Perfect size, perfect weight, perfect timing. When your fashion choices are perfectly coordinated with complete strangers. We're not sure who's more talented here, the pitcher or the catcher. When two Roombas fall in love. Even when you've lost your dignity, you still need to eat. Is this crocodile annoyed at this drone, or has he just always wanted a drone? Who needs a kayak when there are just logs lying around everywhere? The lack of reaction when this dude makes an 80-foot shot over the house makes me think he kinda does this stuff all the time. Johnny Sins took a day off charming the ladies to pull off this spectacular flip over a house. When circus acrobats need to sit down and relax, this is how they do it. When a high school basketball coach gets asked to prove his skills, then the pressure is on. But I think we can all agree that he delivered. A knockout is always an exciting result in boxing, even if it's you who's getting knocked out, although sometimes you're not the only one. When we talk about high-speed chases, there are usually cars involved. Well, not this time, just a cell phone thief and a cop. When dance critics use balls. This guy wasn't hanging around to find out what came next. If this car had landed slightly differently, it would have done somersaults that could put an Olympic gymnast to shame. And speaking of gymnastics, here's this year's entry from the pigeon world. If this guy had pulled that stunt a second or two later, he'd be doing stupid motorbike tricks in the afterlife. When you've just done something cool, you make sure the camera knows it. When your hat's just as good at gymnastics as you are. You're about to see the makings of a high school legend. Just a monkey, roller skating along, minding its own business. If you need something to keep you going on your morning run, then imagine being stalked by a mountain lion.
Tiana! Tiana!
Best parachutists don't need skyscrapers or planes to jump from. They just need a little wind and some determination. This BMX rider pulls off a wicked stunt that has to be seen to be believed. You get the feeling that this guy studies physics just as much as he plays darts. The average cat's reaction time is significantly quicker than a snake. And here's the proof. It's always a nice feeling when a bad shot turns into a trick shot.
Dude, you.
Oh! Oh!
One of those TVs where you can physically interact with the stars.
Oh, Sean. So sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay? Sorry, man.
Superhero reflexes caught on camera. This sound is so satisfying, it should really be in an ASMR video. If you're running around like a stupid person, always be aware of falling raccoons.
What?
Here's another Akimbo pro tip. If you're gonna completely destroy your gymnastics equipment, make sure you do it at the very end of a workout.
Oh my god, what just happened?
This guy's so good at table tennis that he doesn't even need 2 arms. Sometimes a soccer team gets short on money, so a player has to double up as a goalkeeper. This bowler clearly has his own poltergeist helping control the ball. When you find the biggest stick in the world, but you just can't seem to take it home with you. These bees suddenly fall to the ground when the lights go off. Do you know why? Let us know in the comments. By the time this guy finished his painting, you could really believe a caged bear was about to rip his throat out. Still, that's art critics for you. Did you think invisibility was the stuff of science fiction? Well, look at this. If you don't have any whitewater rapids in your local area, the spillway from a dam works just as well. I can't tell if I'm more impressed with this guy's one-wheel jump or the fact that he did it all without a helmet. You know it's an exciting soccer match when the entire crowd starts cheering for a paper airplane. Well, at least it hit one of the players. Always respect the umpire. They have the power to just put the ball in their pocket and take it home.
Easter egg hunt. A little late. Right into his pocket. Did he just hand it right back? Why not?
If this guy's not very good at video games, then the irony would be too much. Not the best place or time to be taking a nice relaxing stroll. This is some impressive driving. Unless you're the people standing on the top, they're probably not that impressed. This phenomena only happens at a certain time of the year in Yosemite National Park. So not only do you need to have perfect timing to see it, but also book accommodation. This guy could possibly be the world's greatest basketball player, and possibly the world's greatest physicist. Only the most dedicated alcoholics can do tricks like this with their beer. When people use their kung fu skills to win at Jenga. We're gonna assume that this ring is a giant magnet, and this guy is made of metal. When your team is so desperate to win that they employ one of those special sports pigeons. This is the kind of thing you can really only see in a war zone. The one thing you do not want to see your seafood doing is this. Some of us lay off the accelerator when we hit a bend in the road. Not this guy. Elevator not working? No problem. I have this guy instead. With this expert trick shot, this guy's awarded 3 points. when the guy you're mugging at gunpoint turns out to be your buddy. Aw, how sweet. This guy has perfected a shot called threading the needle, but hasn't quite perfected choosing t-shirts and shorts that don't clash. Remember this part of your driving test? No, me neither. This is a driving expert showing us how to get out of a sticky situation. This is a seriously impressive dance move, especially when you look at their footwear. Arsene Wenger is not only a world-class football manager, but also a magician. This is why you should always pay attention to people who shout, "Look out for that hole!" Luckily, this skier was absolutely fine. You have to be a good driver to crash this gracefully. One more Akimbo fact for you. Some volcanoes erupt as soon as you say their name.
El volcán atrás. Wow.
This guy's putting was so precise, it won him $10,000. And if that's not enough to make you want to hug a tiger, I don't know what is. This cat has psychic powers and hates motorbikes. This is an incredible catch and an incredible waste of beer. What you're about to witness is a fish with a death wish. No, not the small one. This flying fish could give the average bird a run for their money, or even the average superhero. When you've learned the perfect song for the occasion, for some reason, the Wright brothers never considered this approach. The limit of my slinky skills involved watching the small spring toy climb down the stairs. This guy is on a whole other level. When you're this flexible, you can do the splits with no hands. From the shore to the brake line, this skim surfer manages to catch a wave from the sand like it's nothing. Luckily, we here at Akimbo are already highly trained ninjas, but if you'd like to learn some tricks straight from Mortal Kombat, then give this guy a call. This guy belongs in the Matrix, not on YouTube. Do you think you're good at drinking games? Well, this guy is at God level. Perfect timing? Yes. Health and safety approved? No. This is not what you want to happen while you're speeding down the freeway. Here's the cat with the world's most powerful psychic abilities.
Got his chopsticks.
Remember in The Karate Kid when Mr. Miyagi was trying to catch a fly with chopsticks? Well, even he would have thought this was impossible. You're about to see some Indiana Jones level stunt work here. And a sidekick who doesn't know what's going on. When a bad shot turns into a trick shot. Now this guy isn't even trying. If they time this even slightly wrong, then neither of them would be smiling. Here's a masterclass in how to pretend something never happened. Do you ever find going to the gym is a lonely experience? Well, try this. Sometimes it's nice to take a jog around your local streets, but other times you just get bored of running on the ground. A camera pole was thrown from a 30-foot high platform at the same time as a diver did his thing. Check out the result. When you're so good you can play without legs, eyes, and only using one hand. If you can catch shuttlecocks before you know you've caught them, then you might be playing too much badminton. Dogs are a man's best friend. That's why they sometimes spit stuff at you. Yes, it's always good to have plenty of breakable glass above a volleyball court. When you throw your cap into the crowd, but the crowd doesn't want it. Maybe not perfect timing so much as years and years of training.
Shovel it home!
When the anger turns to joy. Even when you're surfing, you have to watch out for muggers. This guy manages this skid so well, it looks like he was popping by for a polite visit. If you're looking for a definition of teamwork, then look no further. The guy on the right has clearly done this before. The guy on the left, however, has clearly failed every other time. If Robin Hood had been into axe throwing, this is exactly the kind of shot he'd be famous for. When you've been working with the same puppet for many years, you eventually start to have arguments. Very, very public arguments. This is as close as you can get to a crocodile and still live to tell the tale. If you're finding your diet a bit boring, then you should get in touch with this woman. She can show you how to make an edible cartoon. This is what purgatory looks like for a pinball machine. After a traumatic few months facing death at the age of 37, this guy got engaged, got a new job, and won a new car on a scratch-off ticket. And when this TV show asked him to reenact that moment for the camera, this happened.
I just won 250,000. I'm not joking.
You're not, are you?
I just won 250,000.
When you ask a random old man if he remembers a legendary football match, and then you find out he was in it.
5th round, and it was shown on a big screen at Anfield at the
That's
same
right.
time. Do you remember it?
I do. I played in it.
Did you?
I was goalkeeper for Liverpool.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a stroke of luck, me meeting
nice.
you. Yeah. Sorry, can you remind me of your name?
Tommy Lawrence.
These hoop tricks are impressive, but not as impressive as the trick at the end. Who could have guessed that the high point of the game would be this? We've seen a few clips of cop cars showing up with perfect timing, and now here's one with an ambulance. Even parrots love drinking games. When you're so angry, you kick the on-screen graphics. Here's a basketball that's decided it doesn't want anyone to win.
The answer jumps over the backboard, and that's where it's going to stay.
This robot is designed to help people park in tight spaces. Let's just hope it never learns what road rage is. After 2,500 years, this sarcophagus was opened for the first time. Listen to the awestruck sounds of the crowd. When table tennis and badminton meet, this is the result. If you get really good at skateboarding, you might eventually get your own caddy. Sometimes even gravity enjoys playing a prank on people. This incredible technique is known as hydro dipping. Look at the amazing result. This lioness clearly realizes that this hyena is no threat to it. I wonder why. We don't need a doctor to tell us there's nothing wrong with her reflexes. Where do they have robotic mops cleaning up the court between games? Only in Japan. What are the odds of this guy catching the same ball in the same way twice?
The guy ended up catching that ball in his hat.
Maybe he should audition for Groundhog's Day.
Is that the same guy caught in his hat? Come on. Unbelievable.
Pro tip from Akimbo, don't carry a fridge around like this. That's it, just don't. This is impressive, but how long did he spend practicing this? Doesn't he have a job to go to or something? This clip either required hundreds of takes, or this kid has freaky supernatural powers. How to fail and still come out winning. Dinner time with acrobats. And from that day forward, this guy would always claim he did that on purpose. Right place, right time, new shoes.
How about that fan in the right place?
This is a crash course in how to crash in style. When this guy slipped and fell, he managed to save himself by quickly using his ice axe. Talk about perfect timing.
Good stuff.
This chimp appears to be taking the most unenthusiastic shower ever. It's amazing what you can get your body to do if there are 3 gold bars on offer. This is possibly the first ever footage of someone getting scared by a hare. Some birds just know when to be romantic. When you miss the dunk, but the universe is on your side.
Oh, and it goes in!
The windows on this train fog up when passing apartment buildings, which is great if you spend all day doing rude things. A crawfish that's just asking for some spare change.
Some money? Take it.
Oh shit! Oh!
This goalkeeper's celebration was anything but perfect timing. Good driving isn't all about winning races. Sometimes cars without drivers are safer than cars with drivers. Luckily, this guy was wearing a helmet, but for entirely the wrong reason.
Flip it behind your back 3 times.
The pizza flipping skills are strong with this one. When the trick works a lot better than you thought it would. There can't be many hotels in the world where you can dive straight into the sea from your balcony. We here at Akimbo appreciate ninja skills, and this guy is clearly the ninja of the bowls world.
To miss either, to be honest. Very close to splitting the 2 red balls and getting to the jack. It's what the target is. Oh, look at this. Oh, that is ridiculous.
When you know your friends really well, you develop really inventive ways to demean them. And here's a ninja with a tool belt. This tree and this car have just died of natural causes, but this human narrowly avoided joining them. When your skateboard decides to drive you to the hospital. The trailer from the new Netflix series, When Tires Attack. When your slide game is so strong that you overtake everyone. 40 years ago, Rick Winters broke the world high dive record at 172 feet. And yes, he is completely insane. Isn't it enough that you had to lose the game without this kind of humiliation? Here's an undiscovered soccer and basketball genius who doesn't wear shoes.
Oh my God!
Coming back to ninja skills for a second, you've heard of the Ninja Turtles, right? Well, here's Master Splinter. If you're gonna be good at this sport, then you really need to deny the existence of gravity. If you're terrible at basketball but can't be bothered working on it, then why not let the hoop do all the work for you? Just in case you've forgotten how powerful lightning is. This cyclist narrowly avoided a falling tree branch, and the other guy? Well, let's not worry about him. Here's another scene from When Tires Attack. Hang on, this clip should be in our Idiots Doing Idiotic Things video. In this family, Grandma has to do everything. Cooking, cleaning, dragging the cobras back into the wild. So, at what point did they think they weren't going to get wet, exactly? When this child fell into a zoo enclosure, this silverback gorilla immediately started to comfort him. When you fail to stop the other team's star player, and also accidentally make him into a gymnastics star. This is known as the most perfectly timed shot in television. And you know what? We here at Akimbo really have to agree.
That.
I think we all know that this isn't a stunt. This is someone who badly needs a toilet. This woman went to great lengths to explain how her soccer-playing rooster could make Pelé look like an amateur. Sadly, the reality didn't quite live up to the expectation. I mean, we all try to cram some extra work in during our commute to the office, right? When the world's most excited cow turns into the world's most annoying cow. Proof that cats always land on their feet. Our third and final clip from When Tires Attack, coming soon to a streaming service near you. Why spend years learning to paint when you can just get this wall printer to do it for you? This Stranger Things Halloween display in Plainfield, Illinois turned out to be even stranger than Stranger Things itself. Lionel Messi proves that he's not only the world's greatest footballer, but also the world's greatest Pepsi bottle stacker. If you're a demolition expert, then you can get the buildings to do most of the work for you. This guy has completely lost control of his car, but in the coolest way possible. Yes, it's the end of the video, and with perfect timing, we're gonna do exactly what you're expecting us to do, and ask you to subscribe.